welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for kicking it with myself today. I am Cami, and as you see by the title, this video is dedicated to my dear friend Robyn. Today is September 10th, and 61 years ago today, my friend Robyn was born. Unfortunately, she passed away back in May, and so I flew all the way from Colorado to Michigan to go to her funeral, and I sat in the back of the chapel just snotting and crying, didn't say anything. And when I left, I was upset because there's so much that I could say about Robyn. Like, so I have so many positive memories of her, and I was like, there's no way that I should not have given her, you know, I guess her flowers. So I'm taking today, her birthday, to just dedicate this video to her. I'm going to share some videos, some little fun stories, and yeah. So me and Robyn met working at the post office. We didn't really interact with each other for real. The first real memory I have of her, and when we actually like met, is one day after work. It was right around Halloween. I had got out of work. I still had my male uniform on. I was running to Joann Fabrics to get something, no telling what. She was also at Joann Fabrics picking up little odds and ends or whatever. And so we saw each other. She had her male uniform on too, and it's like, oh hey, how you doing? And she's like, hey. And we just kind of chatted briefly or whatever, and she was like, hey, you should get you some socks. And she had these socks, like Halloween, like long Halloween socks in her basket. And she's like, huh, yeah, they got different styles. And I'm like, okay. She was like, we should wear them on Halloween. So we ended up buying socks, and we ended up wearing them on Halloween. And that is where this iconic photo came from. It was like our first picture together, and that was like, I guess, the beginning to our friendship. That was in October of, I believe, 2019. By March of 2020, I had quit working at the post office, and I actually had moved to Tennessee. So we stayed in contact, and when I moved to Tennessee, she was like, I'm gonna come visit you. You know, I'm like, okay, you know, a lot of people, I'm gonna come see you, whatever. Robyn got on a plane and came and saw me, and we had a great time. When she told me she was coming and she had her tickets and stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do some fun stuff. So I think she was there for a total of like 4 days and 3 nights. And so I planned for when I picked her up from the airport, we were just gonna hit the road and go to Gatlinburg. I got a hotel room. We explored the Smoky Mountains. Me and Robyn, we are at the Great Smoky Mountains. I think you can see that behind us. We came back like a day and a half later and just kind of explored Nashville, the city. This is Robyn's last day. We have a 1-hour wait to go to the big bad breakfast in Nashville because apparently it's like super popular. And we're gonna wait, and you're gonna get something that has ham powder in it. Don't know. Like, it was a great trip, and Robyn was like, oh my goodness, I had so much fun. Like, she really enjoyed herself, but I really enjoyed myself too. Like, we had a really, really good time. Less than a year later, I ended up joining the military, and Robyn was one of 3 people that was aware of me going to the military, and she actually dropped me off at the airport to board my plane back to Tennessee to go off and become a soldier. And when she dropped me off at the airport, she was like shedding tears and like crying. And when I was in basic training, she was like, I literally bought tons of cards because I'm gonna send you a card a day. And when I tell you, Robyn did not play about my card a day. Like, I still have some. These are just a few of the cards. And you knew it was a card from Robyn because it always had like wild stickers. They wouldn't even have to read my name. If it had wild stickers, it was a letter for me. Once I finished my training, she was living in Florida by then. She had moved to Florida, and so I took like a few days and I went down to Florida, and again we had a ball, just exploring, dinking around, doing whatever. Where we at, Robyn?
Madura Beach.
We were always in different states, but we still like remain friends. Like, we're always, Robyn didn't like talking or video chatting, but we would always be texting back and forth, and we continued the writing each other letters. Like, I would always be writing letters to Robyn. Robyn would always be writing me letters. I would look forward to like getting mail in my mailbox, and I was gonna have a little card or a note from Robyn. In May of this year, I hadn't spoken to Robyn in a few days, and I'm like, what's going on with Robyn? And I remember she was just on my mind, like super heavy. And I sat down and wrote her like a 2 to 3 page letter, because I had just got word that the military, which is why I'm in the hotel right now, they were going to be sending me to Florida for this training, and it was going to last like 4 months. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to be in Florida. Tampa is a little ways from me, but it's still like we're in the same state. Like I can make an effort. Like I'm going to go see my friend Robyn on a week, I can go see her on a weekend type deal. I didn't hear anything back from her, but I had sent this letter. And so after a while, like I just couldn't contact her. I didn't know her sister, but she'd always told me about her sister. So I reached out to her sister, and I'm like, hey, introduce myself. I'm Robyn's friend. I haven't been able to contact her, and I'm wondering if everything is okay. At that point, she made me aware that Robyn was in the hospital. So that time that she was like heavy on my mind, like Robyn was ill, and I had no way of knowing that, and she had no way of communicating that to me. The letter that I wrote, however, her sister was down in Florida with her, and she went and got her mail, and she contacted me and let me know, like, hey, I read Robyn that letter. Because Robyn used to send me a card a day in basic, I'm like, oh, well, until Robyn gets better, I'm gonna send her a card a day. I literally have cards right now addressed to her with stamps on them that I never got the chance to send. I had worked an overnight shift that night. I got out at like 7 in the morning. And when I got out of work, my first letter, I had addressed it and put it I went to a post office and dropped it off. At about noon, 1 o'clock that day, it was a Sunday, her sister contacted me and was like, Robyn passed away last night. And so I was never able to, get her card today the way she had got me. But I'm happy in knowing that we had like a really great relationship. Like you might look at us on the outside and be like, that was an odd set of friends. It worked for her, it worked for me, and we had great times together. This video here, we were walking through like a cemetery in the Great Smoky Mountains. They have like various churches, and then behind the churches are cemeteries. I saw a headstone. All it said was the person's name and then remember me. And so it made me think of a song that I have written, and I kind of sing a bit of it to Robyn. Those are new.
They are.
It just says, Randy Myers, remember me. That makes me think I have a song. It is like, will they remember me when I leave this world?
Did you have that on YouTube?
I don't even think I recorded it in the studio. It's like, will they remember me as just that one girl? Will they stop by my grave and give me flowers on my birthday? Will they remember me when I leave this world?
So you should record that.
Thank you. Someone says my songs are like morbid because they be talking about like that. But I mean, it's something that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
After her trip to Tennessee, I ended up making her a book, all our adventures while she was down there. After she passed away, her sister asked me if there's anything of hers that I wanted. And just off the top of my head, I'm like, there's nothing. And then it dawned on me. I guess they did like a spotlight. It was something they used to do in the local paper, and just like a spotlight on somebody awesome. People on her route were like, oh, you need to do this on our mail carrier. And her sister had taken the article and framed it and put like stamps on it, made it look like super decorative. And I remember it was hanging on her wall in her bedroom. And immediately I didn't know, but then it dawned on me, and I was like, she has this news article. If nobody else wants it, I'll take it. So her sister sent me the package with the book in it, right? And when I got it, I literally was disappointed because I'm like, oh, she didn't end up sending me the article. And then when I opened it up, she has sent me a copy. Once I get up out of this hotel, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this. It is not dated, but okay, in this article, she was a 12-year employee, so she still had, this was a good 20 years before I met her still. And then this is the book that I made for her. It's Robyn Takes Tennessee, August 2020. And it was just like full of pictures of our like trip in Tennessee. Yeah. Enjoy these photos and pictures. And again, I wouldn't let this day pass without like wishing my friend Robyn a very happy birthday, her first birthday on the other side. I want you to know that you are loved, you are missed, and as long as I have breath in my body, you will never be forgot. Today you said we're reading from the book of Samuel.
I can do all things through Christ who
Strengthens me.
How was that? And you can too, my child of God.
Passed away in 2004, but Belinda and Corby are still alive.
That's my sister's name, Corbin.
Is it?
Yup.
Was she born April 22nd, 1960?
You never see that name, Corby. Her real name is Catherine Corbet.